Hi everyone, welcome to this lecture. So this lecture is all about the concept of multiple linear regression. So linear regression becomes multiple linear regression if our target value depends upon more than one feature. In the previous lecture, we studied that if our target value depends upon only one feature, so that regression is called simple linear regression. So in multiple regression, our target value will depend upon more than one feature. So this is the example of multiple linear regression. This is our salary data set, and here I have added an additional feature, which is years of education. Now this feature is denoted by X2 in this data set. Now I have two features, X1 and X2, and my target variable, which is salary in dollar, depends upon these two features. In that case, my regression will be known as multiple linear regression. If you see this equation, this is the equation of multiple linear regression where we have two features x1 and x2. Now you can see that every feature has its associated weight. So w1 is the weight associated with x1 and w2 is the weight associated with x2. Now the value of weight will decide which feature is more important. The thing is, when we have more than one features, then it is not necessary that all features are equally important. It is the value of weight which decide which feature is more important. So in this way, suppose if W1 is 5 and W2 is 10, it means the weight associated with second feature has the largest value. It means this feature will have more influence on Y as compared to X1. So the value of weight decides the influence of a feature on the target variable. So this is the example of multiple linear regression. And now your salary doesn't depend only on the experience in year, but also the years of education, that whether you have received a 16 years of education or the 18 years of education. Let's understand more about the multiple linear regression with an example. So this is an example of a peanut butter and a jelly sandwich. Now, how it is an example of a multiple linear regression? Basically, it has two features, that is peanut butter and a jelly. So these two features constitute the multiple linear regression problem. Suppose you have a restaurant and you are selling a peanut butter and a jelly sandwich. In that case, you have two features. Your first feature is peanut butter and your second feature is jelly. And W1 and W2 are the weight associated with those features. Now, what is the concept of weight in this particular example? So W1 is basically the amount of peanut butter which you are putting in your sandwich, and similarly W2 is the amount of a jelly. So if you put more jelly, that is if W2 is greater than W1, then the taste of sandwich is more towards the jelly. You will feel the jelly taste more as compared to peanut butter. So in this way, we can see that the weight controls the amount of the feature, or it controls the influence of the feature on the output. The output of your multiple linear regression in this particular example is your sandwich. So your sandwich depends upon two features, x1 and x2, and you can control these features with the value of weights w1 and w2. And here the concept of weight is the amount of peanut butter and amount of jelly you are putting on your sandwich. Now here again, there is another concept here, which is the concept of a bias here. So if your x1 is 0 and x2 is 0, it means you are not putting any peanut butter or a jelly on your sandwich. Even then, you can get a bread. So it means the bias is a quantity, or bias is a thing which will give you some output. Even then, you do not have any feature. So if all of your features are 0, or if the weights are 0, even then you can get something at your output. So in this example of a peanut butter and a jelly sandwich, we learn the concept of a multiple linear regression. We see that if we have more than one feature, we will definitely have more than one weight. So the value of the weight will decide which feature has more influence on the target value. So I hope you understood this lecture. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next lecture.